and welcome to Liz and Liz Get Literary. My name is Liz.
And I'm also Liz. Welcome back.
Welcome back. We took a break last week. It was not planned really, but the kids got out of school, summer was starting, and we just needed a moment.
Yeah, my job has been absolutely nuts. I got a little sicky. There's been lots going on in the families, and we have just had a time.
Yes, but we're back.
We're back.
We rallied and we're here, and we have a lot to yap about.
A lot has
A
happened.
lot has happened.
A lot of books have come out. So,
Yes.
literally, so many books have come out. It's crazy. The weather is not summering. I love it because Liz was like, this year, I'm not going to spray tan and I'm going to be outside. And then you curse the rest of us because it's June and it has not one time been hot enough to tan.
So for Father's Day, I had scheduled for us to go kayaking. And I looked at what the weather is supposed to do on that day, and it's like a high of 75, like possibly storming. And like while a high of 75 will be a gorgeous day, it's too cold to be in the water.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to reschedule, and that's
yeah.
a bummer. But
You guys should go to Top Golf.
oh, that would be a good idea. He would like that.
Yeah,
Kids would like that.
yeah. They have great quesadillas.
The only thing is so my job had given me a voucher basically to go kayaking for free. Do you know how much it would have cost me to go kayaking?
It's wild to rent all that these days.
$300. For what? All you do is give me a plastic boat.
I could literally braid leaves together and make my own kayak before I would spend $300.
Yeah. Yeah, it was wild. Like when I was booking it, before I put in my voucher, I was just like, "What? What?" Like they do drive you to where they like let you free,
Yeah,
but that plus the kayaks, which are not in terrible condition, but they're not in the best,
yeah,
is
really.
not worth $300. But
No.
oh well. I mean, it is what it
It
is.
is what it is. He'll be happy whatever you guys decide to do. So,
Yeah, I mean, he gets to golf all weekend,
yeah,
so he's
he's a
happy
happy camper.
regardless.
He'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah. So, what are we currently reading?
I have had maybe like my slowest reading month of my entire life, I think, maybe so far. I've only read like two books.
Hmm.
I haven't finished either of them. So
Hmm.
that's
That is
very
a shocker for six
weird.
days in.
Yeah, weird behavior. It's gonna be a slow month, I think, but I'm honestly, hot take, I'm having a good time.
The thing is, though, is in one of the books, you have to take your time because
Yeah,
you're
I'm
annotating.
annotating.
Hmm.
And I have to be carefully annotating. I can't just like tab and go. Like the author wants us to be writing things, wants us to be writing in the margins, underlining, giving reactions, doodling. And I'm extra, so I got a gel pen that matched the cover of the book. And because of that, I have to wait for every single page to dry before I can even flip it.
Hmm.
So I'm literally forced to read 2 pages at a time for like 5 minutes. And that's crazy work for
Because
me.
that's not how you read.
Yeah, it's taking a long time. But that is Princess of Blood. I'm sure you've heard us talk about this already. I'm really excited. I'm having an amazing time. And being forced to go slow is making me enjoy it even more because I can't wait to turn my own pages.
Do you think it is just as good as Servant of
Oh,
Earth?
yeah.
Can't wait.
The teeniest, tiniest, minorest of qualms I had with the first book have already been solved.
Slay. I cannot
So
wait. Sarah Holly did her big one with
it's
this.
going to be an easy 5 stars. I'm over halfway. Easy 5 stars. Unless the ending completely goes in a way I don't expect and in a bad way, I will go
You're
with
sad.
that. Yeah, easily.
I cannot wait.
So almost done with that. And I just started The Sirens by Amelia Hart, and I'm having an amazing time.
I'm so happy.
I'm having a good one. I don't understand the bad reviews now. Mostly I'm only seeing good ones, but the couple of bad ones I've seen, I'm already disagreeing, and I'm like 50 pages in.
I do think like I think Amelia Hart has a very distinct writing style, and if you do not like understand or like her writing style, then you're not going to understand the book. What I have from the books I've read of hers, a lot of what she does is in between the lines, right?
It's a lot of feeling
Yes.
while reading.
Yeah, it is a definite vibe book.
Yeah, it's an experience.
Yes. And so we're doing Sirens for our Sunbound book club. And I was very, very nervous because this was a 5-star read for me. I was so sad and I loved it so much. And it's one of those situations that we've talked about before where it's like, If everyone came back and said they hated it, I would not be well.
Yeah, well, and I mean, it would be no one's fault but their own because it was a nearly unanimous vote at like 40 people.
Yeah, exactly.
So
But
I think
it's
I was the only one that didn't vote for it.
and it wasn't that you didn't want to read
Right.
it, it was just
The
you wanted to
selections were
read.
too crazy.
Yeah, they were very
Too
crazy.
crazy.
But so far, everybody who has read it and finished has come back and said that it was amazing, and I still think about it very regularly.
I'm having a very good time. I literally could not look at it any longer because I just was reading Princess of Blood, literally waiting for my ink to dry. And I was just staring at the sirens and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna read a little bit. I can't. And the next thing you know, I'm 50 pages in.
Yeah, it is. I feel it's a. I mean, maybe it's like a medium read. It's not a super quick read because there is a lot going on,
Yeah.
but you'll blink and then you'll be like 75% through and you're still sad.
Yeah. And it reads like a limited series watches.
Mm-hmm.
Like while I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, this reminds me of Big Little Lies.
Yes.
So it's a really, really good time. So that's what I'm currently reading. And then I will be starting Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, one of our most anticipated reads of the year this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then a Kristen Hanna book I've never read before, Summer Island, one of her old juicy dramas. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me. What about you?
I am currently into Gold by Raven Kennedy. I'm really going to focus on that this weekend to get that done because I really want to read Goldfinch with
Mm-hmm.
everyone. On deck, pending whenever you finish Princess of Blood is Princess of Blood, but also God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Um, we're doing that for historical fiction book club I'm
Okay.
in.
Because you have to be done by Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I do. I
Oh my
don't
God,
have
that's
all
like
it.
a 600-page book.
I do. I do have
Do
to
you
get
own
done.
it yet?
I own it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll probably. I guess I should probably start that today or tomorrow.
You should definitely start that today.
Yeah. So
It's long.
I thought I had a whole week.
She's like, and then I guess I'll start it. And I'm in my head,
Girl, you have to be
Tuesday.
done by Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't go to that book club, but I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday.
So you have a decent amount of time to do Princess of Blood. I have all next week to read Princess of Blood. So even if I have to,
Yeah.
but
And you'll be sad.
I'll be sad.
Yeah. The problem is, I have written what pen you're going to be using. So now you also are going to be forced to wait for every page to dry. But what I've been doing is just taking my bookmark.
And like blowing on it.
Yeah. I have smeared a couple of pages, but not bad.
Maybe I'll just bring my hair dryer and just
Not a bad idea.
but so I guess I do need to read God of the Woods this
Yeah.
weekend. And luckily I don't really have a ton going on this weekend, so I will have time. Um, and then after that, and Princess of Blood, I will be starting The Night and the Moth again and My Friends.
I saw from someone who's reading opinions I normally very, very much trust. I saw someone give My Friends 2 stars.
Why? What was her reasoning?
She said she loves Frederick's books, but this one felt like extremely repetitive, and that they said the same phrases over and over. And she didn't understand Louisa, who's the 18-year-old.
Hmm. And you don't agree?
Oh, it's his best work.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna, don't say anything else. I don't want to be
I will not.
clouded, but
Well,
I'm,
everyone else that I've ever seen, I think that book is saying like a 4.7 or 8 on
there's
Goodreads.
always going to be,
Yeah.
I'm doing a buddy read with one of our BRBT girls,
Mhm.
Jessica, and I'm excited to see how we interpret it differently or how we feel about it. I feel like she's more into like thrillers and stuff,
She
and
loves thrillers,
yeah,
and like juicy fictions.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm kind of, I still feel I'm a novice when it comes to like these literary fictions. I mean, I really feel like my first big one was The Unmaking of June Farrow.
Hmm.
And while we have read many since then, I still feel like I'm.
Yeah, it's kind of where you got into your
Hmm.
my genre, the emotional damage genre.
And now I love it here.
It's one of the best places to be.
Yeah, they never really interested me before, but
Hmm.
now I'm here, and because technically I think The Sirens is a literary
It
fiction.
is.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, and like all of Ellen, all of Kristen, all of Frederick,
Mm-hmm.
like those are all death of an author.
Yeah, yep. So I picked up The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark
Hmm.
and Death of an Author, which was a shout out from my Aunt Marlo. She has recommended it to us like shouting it from the rooftop.
Yep.
So we will finally be, and once I'm done, you can read it. You can read
I
mine.
own it.
Oh, you own it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
bought it the day she told me to buy it
Oh,
because
you're so much better than me.
she's a goat. She's the goat. She
She
said
is.
she came to me and she said, Liz G, I need you to read this book. And I was like, say less, Aunt Marlo, I'm gonna buy it. And I bought it that day.
You're the better Liz, because she tells me all the time. What is the one I have not read yet that she'll, the Ya Sisterhood?
Oh, I read that.
Yeah, she's like, you have to read it. You'll love it. And I mean to, and then
Yeah,
because I also have Crawler Carl,
which I bought because of you.
and I think I want to do it next month. I'm
We should do
fiending
it.
for it.
I have 4 buddy reads this month. I don't have any scheduled for next month. So
Okay, we could do that one. We could do Death of an Author.
maybe like in August or September.
Death of an Author.
hmm
Okay.
I just know I'm not in that mood.
We have for
Boom.
The Bell Tolls with our other BRBT girl.
What is it, JC Lynn?
Yes, Lindsay, and Lindsay's gonna read it with us.
Yeah.
And that one popped off from TikTok.
Yeah.
Um,
It was a TikTok series.
yes. So I'm kind of really excited to read that one.
It has wild reviews.
Wild reviews.
And like tens of thousands of reviews and still sitting at like a 4.8.
Which means it's probably very good.
And for fantasy romancy, that's actually kind of unheard of. So I'm very sad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes, I truly cannot wait. I also have One Golden Summer.
I can't wait for you to read that. You're gonna love it.
When Devils Sing that I have to read this month.
Did you see all the girlies that we are in our book club are giving it 5 stars?
I can't wait. Yeah, I know at least
Chelsea
our friend
and
Chelsea said
her
yes.
sister, yep. And then
Did Abby and her husband?
they haven't read it yet, but Pamela read it.
And she loved it?
5 stars. And a few other people have given it 5 stars.
I can't wait. And so Sister Butcher Sister, which is one I'm a little nervous about, so we'll see.
I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay.
And that for a thriller, well, you have to understand, for a stereotypical thriller, I like it if it's a 3.
And honestly,
I am picky in that genre because they are all the same, and that's okay.
they're all written for the twist.
Right. Because romantasy, if we're being so honest with ourselves, are all the same.
Yes.
But it's just how you do it that's going to make a difference. And it's the same thing with mystery thriller. And there's just not a lot of authors that can change it enough. Like in romantasy, you can add all kinds of creatures and tonics and magics and witches and wizards to make it fun. In mystery thriller, they're just people.
And they're murder.
There's only so much you can do.
And usually the murderer is the twist.
Yeah.
It's not someone you would have thought.
Right. So in mystery thriller, if I'm giving it a 3 or a 4, I had an amazing time. So
the only 5 that I can think of off the top of my head for it is Pretty Girls.
And Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I think you gave that a 4, didn't you? A 4 to something? 4.5?
4.5, yeah.
Yeah, which is basically a 5.
For me, it's a 5.
That's my 5-star favorite currently.
Speaking of romanticities that shook me to the core and surprised the
I'm so excited to talk about this.
Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. So I've not ever read like a Devney Perry romance.
All her books are on my TBR now, I'll tell you that.
I was sat and shook.
Shock and awe.
I literally called. Well, first I started like live texting Liz G.
It's true.
And these are some spoilers, so speed through till
gentle spoilers, right?
I would just speed ahead just in case, because I don't know what we're gonna say.
Just give us like 3 minutes.
Yeah. So first of all, fuck Jocelyn. Fuck her.
I knew you were gonna say that.
And
honestly, Brielle.
And honestly, Brielle. And honestly, Xavier.
Honestly, yeah.
And honestly, she got over it a little too quickly.
She did.
That is
the trust was crazy that she ended up placing in the Guardian, because I would have the hardest time trusting literally anyone in that book after what you find out.
I mean, and you all knew she had been lied. You were lying to her, and Xavier, and this is why I say Xavier. I had been Xavier. The minute you could tell she was trying to be a real wife, I would have said,
"Hold on, yeah."
I mean, he was avoiding
she was trying really hard.
Yeah, because she thought she had to. Because she thought. Anyway, so that was the first twist that had me shooketh, and I will say that I feel it is hard for me to have a shocking twist in a
It's
romantasy.
true. It's true.
Then the end happens, and it's another shocking
And
twist.
it's massive. It's like
Massive.
actually really big.
And I have come up with, I have not stopped thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I bet it's this. Oh, I bet it's this. I wonder if it's this. And I now need to know when the second book is coming out. And I like, we have had so many good books because I feel that way about Dawn of the North, which is the
Hmm.
new Demi Winners. That's how I feel about Princess of Blood. Like, I can't wait to get into that. Um,
When the moon
when the Moon
hatched,
Hatched, Shield of Sparrows,
the next night in the moth.
the next, yep, all of these amazing books where I put it down and I'm like, I cannot wait for the next book. And I was not expecting that from Shield of Sparrows. A debut fantasy for someone is kind of nerve-wracking. Not nerve-wracking. I think she did her big one. And what's interesting is if you're on chronically online like we have to be and we are,
Yep.
Silver Elite, which came out the same day of Shield of Sparrows, by Danny Francis, is being heavily dragged because there's a lot of similarities between the two books. And so now I want to read Silver Elite because I want to join into the conversation.
The reviews for Silver Elite need to be studied
Mm,
because that is something where even with the most viral of books like ACOTAR and Fourth Wing, etc., I have never seen the reviews so hot and so cold.
yeah.
Like it is 1 star, worst book I ever read, or it is 5 star, one of the best books I've ever read.
Hmm.
It's very bizarre. Like the reviews are even more polarizing than, like I said, viral books.
I know.
Like Fourth Wing, I was like, damn, people really have a lot of opinions. Silver Elite is crazy. The toxic fandom is already wild. So I got it in my book of the month box because I didn't really want to spend like hardcover money on it.
Hmm.
So we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking I might read it in June. Nope, July. This is June. So I'm thinking I might read it in June. I don't know. What do you think?
It's probably gonna have to be a July or August book. My June is pretty packed, and I still am trying very hard to read books I also want to read that I'm not obligated to
I
read.
agree.
Which all the books that I'm obligated to read currently, I want to read. So that's not what I'm saying. But like, I recently went on a side quest and read Mile High by Liz Tom Ford
She sure did. She really
out of nowhere.
she one minute it was I think I'm gonna read those soon, and then the next minute I can't sleep and I'm on Goodreads and she's like, Liz is 20% done. I'm like,
What
what the hell?
happened was, let me tell you what happened. So, I was on Instagram and our friend Rosie Piper, was like finishing Rewind It Back or something. And I messaged and I said, oh, is this good? Is it worth it? Because like Rosie and Brady don't have a lot of tolerance for like
Bullshit.
sappy romance
Yeah.
bullshit. And that is not that I'm saying that's what this was, but I felt that maybe these were kind of more of like the sappier.
Vibe of they could be BS romance.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I had like messaged and I said, is this worth it? Like, should I read this now? And she was like, and Brady has talked to us about them too. And she was like, wait, you haven't read them? Please report back. And so then I was like, I might as well just start. Like, let's go.
They're on KU.
They're on KU. And I have been reading heavy fantasy lately. Heavy. And I knew I was going to get Princess of Blood. I knew I needed to read this. So I was like, let me just side quest a little bit to something not fantasy. And I fear that I am now sad. Here's the thing. This is my official review. The writing
Of the first book.
of the first book, which we give a lot of grace to first books,
Mm-hmm.
was left a lot to be desired. I do not have a lot of tolerance for over descripting like characters and situations. I'll give you two examples. One, when he is describing his found family, he explains they're not biological. And then we meet them for the first time, and his niece is described as his unbiological niece. That was unnecessary. We already knew this was your found
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
And every time the female main character came into his view, it was her curly, voluptuous body and hair and whatever. And we already know that's what she looks like.
Yeah.
But that being said, there was a lot about it. Body positivity, dealing with body image issues, which for me personally, it's always been something that I've struggled with. And so it was nice to see it presented the way she presented it. There was a lot of therapy, pro-therapy things. I mean, it was hot hockey players.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I was sad.
even if the writing isn't that great, there's hot hockey players.
And there's an underlying message,
Right.
which, so I will be moving on to number two. I'm not sure when yet.
They're on my list. They've been on my list. We have so many
We have
books.
so many. I really didn't have time to do that, but I just
You
had,
really didn't,
I had to. And I don't regret it.
and you shouldn't.
I think I gave it a 3.9.
Which, according to everyone we've talked to, is generous.
That's
So
very generous. And I loved that it wasn't the stereotypical skinny white girl who's so beautiful but doesn't know she's beautiful, you know.
yeah.
But now I'm going to segue a little bit.
Oh,
We are officially in the 6th month. So we are a half a year into 2025.
which is crazy.
Crazy.
Where are you at in your 2025 reading goal? Let's check that.
So I am 87 books in.
Nice.
I'm 17 books ahead of schedule.
What's
And
your
my,
goal?
my goal is 165 books.
Nice.
What I have been doing though is if I get to be 18 books ahead, I up my goal. So I started at 150 and now I am at
60.
165. So I'll probably up it here to 170.
Nice.
But 87 books in
Yeah.
6 months. Where are you at?
85.
Okay.
And that's, I mean, normally by now in June, in a month, I would have 4 or 5 books done. So
Hmm.
I'm just going really slow currently. So I'm all 17 or 18 books ahead of schedule, maybe 16. I don't know. But
But honestly, I like having that little bit of,
me too. Because then, like, right now, like, when I get sick and we're really busy and stuff like that, like, I can slow down and not feel like, because the minute that reading starts to feel like, I'm going to stop.
yeah, I got in a slump.
Yeah, because it's fun, right?
Right.
So, like, when I start to feel like pressured to read or else, I won't be reading. I'm defiant like that.
Yeah.
So,
When it starts to feel like a job, that's when I feel like I'll have a
you
problem.
need to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like that currently. I just
No.
feel like I have too many good books to read
Yep.
that I don't want to buy more books, but then books come out and I'm like, but I have to get them.
Yeah.
Because like I missed Rewind It Back, which is number 5 in the Windy City series, and now I can't get it. This is why I am the way I am.
She'll come out with a whole box set
Yeah,
because
she
now it's
is.
over.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So with it being a half year, 6 months in, what is your top book of the year?
The Night in the Moth.
Okay.
Easily, without hesitation. It's The Night in the Moth,
Okay. I think mine was Rose and Chain.
which is still shocking to me.
I cannot wait for that book to come out for you guys to read that. OMG. And she just shared some fan art.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy is the main guy is a white-haired man.
Well, yeah, he's Draco.
It's Draco. And you know, I'm like my dark-haired shadow daddies. Okay, so why Night in the Moth? Why not? Right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say to that question. It's literally perfect. I have no notes. I have no qualms. It was the perfect length, which I fear Rosen changes too long. For the average reader, that is too long.
Okay, that's fair.
People are gonna have beef.
Probably.
Like we had a good time because we can take 1,000-page books. That book is 900 pages.
Speaking of, I looked up
Oh yeah,
Alchemized,
yeah.
1,040 pages.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
people
gonna.
are gonna have beef with both of those. And I think also that's why I ended up DNFing the Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy because Draco Malfoy, the mortifying ideal of falling in love, is also 1,000 pages,
Mhm.
and it wasn't as good. And so I'm like, I'm not doing that again. I already
Well,
read it when it was Harry Potter. I don't need to read it. No,
and the crazy thing is at least for Rose and Chains, it's part of a
no, it's
series.
trilogy.
That's not even the like that's just the first book.
That's what Alchemized is
Whereas
too.
Alchemized, no, I think Alchemized is only one. I thought it was only one. I think it is only one. It doesn't say a series.
On her Instagram, she said it was going to be multiple parts.
That was that's very interesting. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention.
I could have sworn it was going to be a trilogy because Manacled is technically a trilogy.
Yeah. I knew Manacled was, but Manacled altogether is 900 pages.
She said it's open to be one. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. Well, we'll find out. Um, I have to say my most disappointing book of this year so far is Problematic Summer
Oh,
Romance.
easily the worst book I've read, probably in a couple years.
And it's shocking because I love Allie so much. Deep End, 5 star.
Oh yeah,
Problematic Summer, I think I gave it 2.75.
I gave it a 1.
Yeah, I'm not, my qualms with it are very, not the writing, not even like she did her thing describing everything, all of that. There is no way in hell they would have ended up together.
I don't believe like the flashbacks. Yes, that made sense to me.
Yes.
But the current, no,
No.
no,
He treated her like actual shit.
yeah.
Like it wasn't
And
just a
she treated everyone around her like an idiot.
she acted her age.
Yeah,
And I think for me, and I'm not in an age gap romance, but if you are going to try and sell that this is a healthy, okay relationship, she cannot act like an average
no.
23-year-old with a 38-year-old who's also
Because,
supposed to be healthy.
well, the difference is she's also getting her master's, PhD, whatever. She's a woman in STEM, but there was zero STEM in this.
Zero STEM, which I love her STEM romances.
Which she never advertised this was a STEM novel. However, she never advertised this book at all.
Also, though, she didn't even really make her seem intelligent. You know what I mean? Like the other women, I felt I could feel their intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved that. And it was like they loved their brain on top of everything else. And we just didn't get that with her.
No, it was nothing but conflict.
Conflict and her, like when she had her like competitive breakdown and like
Yeah,
literally flipped a gasket, I was cringing because how fucking embarrassing
it
you're
was
acting like
so
a child.
embarrassing. And when I was 23, I mean, I'm pretty self-aware. I was a train wreck, but I wasn't that kind of a train wreck. It was giving like 13.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't, this just really missed the mark for me, and I think that's the general consensus, and I feel bad for her, like, because she has so many good books. Like, I don't know what it is about this universe. Like, Not in Love wasn't shit, and this was not good.
And it sucks too, like the cover is cute, like
Yeah,
the
and I love Age Gap,
concept, yeah. But it
Mother's
was
Best Friend, Forced Proximity, Destination, like One Time Together, like whatever, all this stuff. We love that stuff. And so it was shocking to say the least, but like you said, Deep End is 5 stars. Love Theoretically is one of your god tiers. The Love Hypothesis is cringy, but it's one of my god tiers. Check and Mate is my like favorite thing to recommend for people who don't need or want spice.
Mhm.
And Bride and I'm assuming Mate is going to be also fantastic.
Exactly. I don't know.
It's this weird universe,
It
the Not
is.
in Love
It's these
universe.
characters. So top tier was Rose and Chains.
Yep,
I'm excited for everybody to read it and see what they think
yep.
because I fear you may be right, but
I do not feel it was too long. To clear before anyone's like, Liz, I'm like, yes, I do. I'm literally reading an 18-book series right now where each one is at least
when the
800.
moon hatch is too long.
Right? Yeah. But there are things for the general public. If you want to be on the New York Times and you want everyone to love it, you can't do 900, 1,000 and expect to not have some flack.
Qualms. People will say this
Yes.
was too long. It could be 100 pages shorter,
Yeah.
but
And she
I
was
was
also
sad
she
the whole
was
time.
very descriptive in that book in a way that you don't normally like.
I know. I don't know what it, I literally,
It's insanely good. It's definitely my number 2. So like it's not low on my list, but Night in the Moth just changed my life and like literally changed the way I view
Night in the Moth
everything.
is in my top 5 of the year for sure.
It's not number 2.
Number 2 or number 3. Shield of Sparrows is in my top 7,
It's in my top 10.
top 10, top 7. I'm so disappointed about Problematic Summer Romance, but I just know we're gonna have like I just wanted to see what where we were. And we're pretty similar, so I'm feeling pretty confident about that.
Yeah.
Um, and we still have just so many more books to come out. We Roots of Darkness
Oh my
by
god.
Demi Winters comes
In
out
my top
today.
10. It comes out
Today's
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
If you're watching this on release day for us, it comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So Roots of Darkness, Road of Bones, Kingdom of Claw are top tier God books. We talk about them pretty much every episode. Roots of Darkness is a self-published novella that Demi is coming out with, and it follows Hecla, who is this badass Viking warrior. But we
With
get
a
to
claw.
with a claw, the claw, and in this book, you kind of get to see a softer side of Hecla that I ate up. You get another hot Viking. Him and Cass.
I fear he's my favorite
I know,
out
but
of her men.
I feel like it's Cass. He is it Ebby?
Evander,
Evan?
Evander.
But they called him Ebby,
Yeah.
right? Ebby. And then Ray.
I love
That's where
Ray.
I'm at.
I love Ray. And at the bottom, Jonas.
Jonas.
What is that? On the bottom pyramid for the third week in a row. Jonas.
Jonas. And honestly, Jonas kind of is grayish for
Yeah.
me because book one, he obviously does. If you have not read these by
He does
now,
some things.
he does a big thing.
He does a thing.
But it made sense to
It
me.
did.
I book two, however, is when he kind of goes a little crazy and he starts making decisions that do not make sense to
His
me.
toxic journey.
Correct.
His villain arc, if you will.
Yes. And we had this conversation today about Princess of Blood and Servant of Earth, which Princess of Blood comes out September 30th.
Yay!
And we will be having Sarah and Demi together on this podcast in the next couple of weeks, which I need to send an email. And we are so excited to talk about all of this with them because one of the things is the bad guy in Servant of Earth. We just discussed this. Why were you shocked?
He's the king of my heart.
Is he?
Not the bad guy, the
Oh,
other bad guy.
the other bad guy. Okay.
They're both bad guys, so it's hard to. The fire guy and the void guy. The void guy is the king of my heart. I literally love him. Well, I loved him in the first book, so it's not a spoiler, but I love him even more now.
The fire guy, so Drustin.
Mm.
Drustin?
I say Drewston.
Drustin. When he does his thing and our Kenna is shocked. I'm just not even gonna worry about spoilers because if you haven't read it, it's been out over a year. When he betrays Kenna,
I mean, he told her he was going to.
told her that if we get caught, I'm not saving your ass.
He told her that directly.
Multiple
He
times.
said, "I will choose my people over you every time."
As he should. A good leader would.
Yeah.
I feel like people tend to get these like fake things in their head because like Reese would choose Feyre over all of his people.
Hot take. Reese is not really a good leader.
No.
So
you have thousands of people's lives on the line with a crazy ruler and you are running a rebellion.
And you're eating ass in a tent while people are dying. So
And I mean, you think about Xaden, who's like, I'll sacrifice my kingdom. That's not a good ruler.
That's not good. That's not good.
No.
We should not be glorifying that.
No. So when he does what he does, Kenna was shocked.
Yeah.
I was not. To me, that made sense.
But that's also why we love Callan. Because he also is very honest.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets all of his shit done. He does exactly what he says he's going to do when he's going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And while he doesn't like the things that he is tasked/forced to do, he still has that allegiance. And he does what he says he is going to do. And then he comes around afterwards and checks on her and apologizes or just has his eyes on her, protects her in book 1 and 2. And I love him so much. I love him so much. I love him.
Yeah, I mean, even in Shield of Sparrows, the big secret that there is in that one, these women get mad when they're been lied to. And yes, she was egregiously lied to.
Uh-huh.
But also, it made sense because of what was going on.
Yeah.
And they knew that anyways.
And she was proportionately mad. She did forgive a little too fast, like we said earlier, but that is a betrayal that makes sense to me. And a leadership style that, while it doesn't make sense to me, works for them.
Yeah.
So sometimes, in romantasy especially, you just have to let the people.
Yeah, you do.
And see what book 2 brings, especially at book 1. Because you have no idea what the author is going to do.
Right.
So you sometimes just have to trust the process and hope it gets better and from the characters like POVs.
And in Sarah, we trust.
Truly. So,
And Demi, we trust.
and I'm not saying anything, so I'm almost done with Princess of Blood, and you should be trusting Sarah. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can't wait.
It's phenomenal.
Um, Additionally, I
Additionally,
have to tell you a funny story.
I'm ready.
So, first off, happy Pride Month. I saw this TikTok where someone was wished a happy Pride. It was a woman, and she said, "Oh no, 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 not yet." And
What?
that's what the person
Was it
said.
May?
No, no, no.
Hmm.
She said, "No, no, no, no. I am a bisexual woman. So for half of the month, I am straight, and I will indeed say happy Pride. I am an ally, and I am here for you. And then you can wish me the second half of the month because I will, I will eat the cat."
Oh,
And I said, "I get it."
period. As you should.
And
As you
so
should.
I happy Pride. I
Of
think it
months.
should be just a month, but
I'm kind of sick of the months
yeah, I just feel that
in a non-controversial way.
I love that we celebrate different communities, especially right now because different all communities that are not straight and white are being attacked, it feels like. And I just wish there will be a day where celebrating somebody or a community is not a controversial thing.
Yeah, and I think that's like my issue
Yeah.
is like it almost feels like when it's Pride Month or it's Black History Month or AAPI or Women's Month, whatever the case may be, it feels like that's just an excuse for people to be mean to them.
Yes.
And so that's where I'm weary. I'm like, oh my God, it's almost like drawing attention. And for some people, they see it as an opportunity to like strike with their hatred.
Yeah. I'll go on posts about pride and instead of first of all, if you the golden rule, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Just scroll.
But I think the second silver rule should be don't bring religion into it to try and be hateful. He honestly would be more mad at you and your judgment and your hatred than I think anything else. And it just makes me sad. And you know, it's just another community that is attacked and hated for no reason. And we read a lot of books where having a same-sex relationship or someone who identifies with certain pronouns is a normal thing.
It just breezes right over because
And
it's
it's
normal.
perfect. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's not so they're not like, and this person,
Haha.
I think there's one book I read where the character actually says, um, are you a man or a woman? And the character says, I'm whatever I want to be. And then there's no more discussion. That's it. And it was
Wasn't that
perfect.
Ruin?
No, it was Ledge by Stacey
Oh,
McGowan.
well, it's also in Ruin.
Yeah, it's in Ruin as well.
Yeah, I think that's like my whole point is like it just feels scary to celebrate anything. And I will not be letting these people take our joys and our community joys, our friends' joys. So happy Pride.
Happy Pride, and we are very much allies here. If you ever need a safe space, our DMs are always open. So we wanted to make sure that we mentioned that this month because
Yeah,
it's very
there's
near and dear to both of us.
it's
So
true. Some excellent resources are always out there. We'll put them in our caption, of course. We could do a whole separate episode on Rex for Pride Month, which I think that we should just do. So we won't exhaust them all here because there are truly so many. Do you have anything you want to highlight?
well, tomorrow, what the new V.E. Schwab comes out.
Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. It's a lesbian vampire book, so happy Pride.
So there's a great rec right there for you to read.
Yeah.
There was a new YA that came out. Let me tell you what it is. It is called and it's very interesting. So the sides are rainbow sprayed edge.
Cute.
The front is red and it's Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda.
Period.
And it is by last name Albertalli. And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous book.
Yeah, those are really cute edges.
Additionally, we have The Crimson Crown, which is a fantasy Snow White and the Evil Queen retelling,
But it's like lesbian.
but lesbian.
Cute.
And that was one of my favorites last year that I had read. So those are two of my top favorite recs.
That's so hard. I think my favorite queer romance of this exact moment, still to this day, is One Last Stop. by Casey
That
McQuiston.
was a really good one.
I read it last year and I had an insane time. I thought it was so good. And then a couple years ago, I read Delilah Green Doesn't Care, and that book changed me. It's one of the most well-written romance books of all
Is that the
time.
same author who did Astrid Parker Doesn't Date
Yep, and Iris Kelly Doesn't Fall,
or
I think.
something like that? Yeah.
Yeah. Ashley Herring Blake is the author of those.
Hmm.
That series is phenomenal.
One of your top books too is Song of
Yep.
Achilles. You really love that one. So good, right?
Unless you have a therapist on speed dial, please don't read that during Pride Month.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, everyone should read it in their lifetimes, but if you are very, very, very like heavy with the way the world is right now, and like people feel like they can't be together, unless you have a therapist on standby, which if you do, please, by all means. It ruined my life. That book ruined my life. I can't even think about it without crying. It's so good.
I
You haven't read it, have
I
you?
have not read that yet. I do desperately need to read that. The Unworthy would also be, if you're
True.
a horror girly,
Blood on Her
or
Tongue.
Blood on Her Tongue, those would be two amazing books to read, in different genres.
There's so many good ones.
So many. So many good
Oh
ones.
my god, the Heartstopper series, and then I'll stop. The Heartstopper series is so good. I'm only like I only the first two like right when they first came out, so I'm behind, but I really want to keep going.
I've also heard Blood of Hercules.
Oh yeah, that's like isn't everyone in that book bi?
I think so.
I think my sister-in-law told me that every single character in that book is bisexual, and I was like, the the entire cast. Not like one or two people or like the love triangle. No, like everyone.
I'm sad. The fact that like we see the representation in the fantasy novels.
More than real life.
Yeah.
And we're like, wow, well, that is a fantasy. What is that like to have
The only
understanding?
other book that I think does it so well is the In Death series in J.D. Robb. It's beautiful the way she writes this utopia of a universe, which still has its problem because obviously it's a murder, whatever, but
People are still dying.
people are still dying.
People are dying, Kim.
One of the things that the main character says often is no matter what, people are going to kill other people. And she's not wrong.
Not wrong. I
But
wish that wasn't true, but it's not wrong.
no, and it does tackle, that series tackles like racism, prejudice, homophobia, a vast, vast sea of issues. And in that series, having those issues is a radical thing. You know, there is one called Faithless in Death that deals with a religious cult.
I've never heard you talk about that one.
Because I don't want to get canceled, but it in this cult, I'm just gonna get a little in depth
Well,
here.
let's not get canceled. We're scared.
In this cult, it's probably based on a cult in real life.
Ooh, I love
It's
cults.
this white man running it.
Typical.
Typical. And everybody is separated by who they are. Like all of the Hispanics are in one section.
Oh,
The white people are in one section. And it's purity based. Yes. All right under everyone's noses. And she breaks it down. I mean, they have their own farming community that only caters to those in the
so it's
faithhood.
like a full-on commune situation.
Yes, but in different parts of the United States.
Oh,
So
like branches of it,
yes, so like
like Mormons.
the farming community is in Kansas, Nebraska.
Interesting.
They themselves, I believe, were in Connecticut, like the main
Oh,
headquarters. And what happens is actually this is perfect. What happens is one of the there's a murder of a woman who is a lesbian,
typical.
and one of the members of this
Cult.
society cult, whatever, is a suspect.
Did they do it?
Oh,
No.
I'm not gonna tell you who did it, but
Oh, okay.
it's
What number book is this in the series? Like 57?
50.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's in the
Uh,
it's so good. It's
I
so
want to
good.
read this series so bad, Liz, but every time you talk about it, you're like, oh yeah, book
You
49.
can
I'm like,
read them as
I
you can
can't.
read them as
Oh,
standalones.
all of them?
Mhm.
But is it as good?
I don't know because I read
Because
a
I
whole.
want to have the full experience.
I mean, I started on book 22,
You did?
and then I went back all the way to the beginning and got
I
caught
want
up.
one day,
She does not reference past
ever.
cases. every
But
once in a while, but she
aren't the
does not.
main characters like, don't they continue on like Rourke and
Yes,
whatever? Like,
but she gives you almost like a recap of where they're at. So like
okay,
if when you meet Rourke and Eve again, she reminds you that this is what he has going on. He's building this or he's doing this, and then you have Eve, and you never come in not knowing the characters, re-knowing the characters.
okay. That does change things because
Yeah.
every time we talk about them, I'm like, I need to read these books, but I'm not reading 50 books to get to your favorite one.
No. I mean, I started with Imitation and Death,
Mm-hmm.
which is when the killer imitates past serial killers.
Fun.
So one of them was Jack the Ripper.
Past serial killers from real life or from the books?
There's one made up one, but
Okay.
then he does Jack the Ripper as well. I think maybe there's a couple and maybe one I don't know about. And that was the one I started on, and I did not feel
Huh.
lost.
Well, maybe I should because
You could
I
just
every
try
time
it.
you do it, I want to read them.
You would like Faithless in Death.
Is it the Colt one? Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yeah, that
also
sounds great.
Ceremony in Death, which deals with a like a Wiccan cult type deal. That one's one of her earlier ones. That one is very scary and good too.
I like scary books.
Yeah. I mean, I feel it's a very slept on
It
series.
sounds like there's one for everyone.
There really
You know
is.
what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, which is kind of how she tries to write her romance too. There's one for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the next one is called Framed in Death. I wasn't the biggest fan of Bonded, which was the
The
newest
new
one.
one.
Yeah. But we'll see what Framed in Death does for me.
You know what? This is bringing up an excellent point. I don't know how long this is going to end up being, but I have something else I need to get into.
Okay.
I need to read those J.R. Ward books.
Because you saw her on TikTok. You sent it to me. Please tell the class.
So, if you're on Book Talk in any capacity, specifically like bad boy romance, fantasy romance, dark romance, like that kind of vibe, I'm sure you have seen these videos that are going viral of this author who's been around for 20, 30 years, J.R. Ward.
Hmm.
They call her the Warden, which I love. I think that's so fucking funny.
Hmm.
She has this series called the Black Dagger Brotherhood. Is that what they're
I
called?
think so.
Let me look it up. Okay, yeah. So there is this book series. Oh my god, the covers are hysterical. Called the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. I have seen these before in store and I refuse because the covers, look at them, how egregious.
They give me Janine Frost. I think her and Janine are friends.
They are. So they're very egregious covers, as you can see. But so so it's like a band of vampires that I believe are vigilantes,
On their vigilante shit.
similar to like Spike in
Hmm.
Buffy.
Hmm.
But like the names are also ass. Like Dark Lover, Lover Eternal, Lover Awakened, Lover Revealed, Lover Unbound, Lover Enshrined, Lover Avenged, Lover Mine, Lover Unleashed, Lover Reborn, Lover at Last.
Lover Unleashed is it.
Look at the cover of that one.
I'm sad. Okay, wait.
This is
What
Lover
if we
Unleashed.
started that this fall?
Yeah, so here's the thing. She is an icon. I have seen these in stores for years in the mass market section, and I have refused because they look terrible. But her as a human being, like when I see her on panels and at cons, I want to like literally be her. She is so funny.
She's so
She gives
hysterical.
no fucks. She takes great care of her characters. She takes great care of her people, her fans. I just fear we need to know.
So let's plan to do once the sun starts setting at 3 p.m., we will start the J.R. Ward.
3 p.m. is crazy. Let's go for 6 p.m. That puts us at about October.
September, October, yeah.
Yeah.
October, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I need to read them.
Okay.
Because they're making them into a show. And it's one of those really cheesy, like TikTok looking ones, like a Passion Flicks show. Have you seen them?
Yes.
And have you seen hers?
I've not
Like,
seen hers, no.
there's a very viral clip right now that has millions of views of her meeting the man that's dressed as Vengeance,
That's his name?
I think. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This one's Wrath. But she loses her ever loving mind, and we'll pause here for a second because I'll show you. Oh, Robert, I apologize. Shit! Oh! Shit!
Could you imagine how much it feels to meet and hug your characters
25 years later.
with your Princess Diana ring on?
Yeah. Oh my god. Anyways, so it's also a cheesy show now. So we need to read the books. We need to watch the cheesy show. I'm gonna buy merch.
Let's
Because
do it.
she has sold me. She as a human being has sold me.
You cannot tell me she does not write amazingly healthy,
I don't think it's healthy.
toxic.
Healthy toxic. You can't tell me she doesn't write healthy emotional abuse. But you're not wrong.
I mean, isn't that what all of my morally gray shadow daddies are?
They all have over a 4 on Goodreads.
Listen,
the people love her.
She is but the thing here is what our problem is going to be.
Oh no.
I'm 99.9% sure most of her books are still mass market right now.
They are all mass market.
So our little eyes.
maybe they're on KU. Hold on. Let's investigate. Guys can't handle the our octogenarian pupils are gonna be I'm gonna need cataracts by the time.
What are those? What are the?
No, those goggles everyone's using where you lay all the way down, but your eyeballs are...
I want to try them because, like,
I would love to lay flat.
I want to know if it works.
I know.
The amount of times I have to be like, because I'm old.
Are you speaking Swahili while you're reading?
No, I'm like, I gotta move because my hip has gone numb or my neck hurts, and then I have to turn.
I feel you. So, book 1, Black Dagger Brotherhood, Dark Lover, is $8.99 on Kindle.
It's not unlimited.
There's 23 books.
And it's just you get the full set, or you have to buy them all.
No, it's $200 for the whole set on Kindle.
I mean,
that's kind of a lot.
Kind of. If we do them one at a time, what if we did 2
What
books?
is number 20?
Oh, I saw one on Unlimited. There's one.
Read for free. Oh, book 19. Oh, I'm not signed in. Maybe the whole series is like 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 are all KU. And that's it.
Okay.
So we'll have to get a magnifying glass. But I think that's a journey I want to go on this year.
She gives me, if you guys know, we've talked about her a lot, Janine Frost vibes, where
and they're pals.
And Janine writes like if Spike were an assassin and all the things that Bones is. And honestly, I think the Night Huntress series has had a little bit of a resurgence.
It has.
I don't like Janine's
because she's writing new words.
Yeah, but I don't think it's in the Night Huntress.
Oh,
I think it's a new romantasy.
Ooh, I'm into that.
I'm excited for a 2025 Janine Frost romantasy. So that's coming. So J.R. Ward, all of these amazing authors could come back. Sad.
What I need to know is what cons Janine and JR are going to be at because I want to go. I'm going to go to one of their panels.
Melissa Meyer is another one I would love to meet in real life. We need to go to Barnes & Noble and see if the new Wicked Lovely set is out. They are very pretty, and I need a new one.
So yeah, we need to see if the Black Dagger Brotherhood is big enough for our eyes. Maybe we'll get them in large print. If we get them in large print, though, they might be regular size because they're right now. If you don't know what mass market means, it's the tiny like airport size versions, and the font is 6.
Which 20-year-old Liz will read in the dark.
Not me. I have had glasses since I was 6.
I mean,
so
I have too, but I was still reading those in the dark.
Well, I'm blind.
Now I need like a full light. I actually bought for the first time in my entire existence. I didn't buy it. Got it for Christmas. A book light. Never had one before. I never needed it.
I've never had one either because I can usually read by lamp or candle and be fine. But the mass markets, I can barely read under fluorescent.
I know. What's happening to us?
Life.
We're getting seasoned. I literally was texting with my mother today and having a moment where I realized I will have a high schooler and a kindergartner at the same time. And all I could think was, I need Botox. I need to save for some Botox.
I don't
specifically
have
right here.
And I need Botox, so.
It's mostly just my eyes. I feel I
I
have
mean,
more
I
wrinkles.
disagree.
I smile too much because I have like these little, and probably squint.
You be squinting
Yeah.
in sarcasm. You don't be squinting because you're old. You be squinting because you're sassy.
And,
Sassy
and
squints.
because I'm judging.
That's why I need smile and Botox. I do judging. I'd be like, are you sure?
We're like we are that meme where it's like I don't judge. And we're like
The face I stayed silent with.
she I have a good poker face. You can say some shit to me and my face will not change. This one, no ma'am.
That's not true. You never know what I'm thinking. But sometimes it's not fair because if I'm thinking about something else, I'll still make a shit face. And so people will think I'm in a bad mood sometimes, even when I'm really not.
Well, yes, that does happen.
Yeah,
But
people
when we
actually
have
ask me a
we've
lot.
okay, first of all, you guys, we have had some things happen in the presence of both of us, okay? And the normal reaction would be for us to go, I will say, you don't know.
And Liz will say,
Liz will go, and I'll be like,
Liz is like, I've gotten multiple texts, fix your face.
yes, yes.
But people just love to show themselves in my presence. It's not my fault.
Yourself. See? A lot of the time, that face is directed at me. Mostly when I just do something that is like not egregious,
It
but
is 99.9% of the time regarding Shrek.
my man, my man, my man. Shakira. Shrek or
That's really it.
that is really it. You do pretty well.
I
I will never sometimes I can literally feel her face through the phone. I will never forget we woke up at like 6 a.m. to a text from Bailey and I had reposted on our actual Liz and Liz account these shirtless these shirtless men dancing to da 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 hey I steal from the rich and give to the needy.
people that don't watch Shrek 1, 2, 3, and 4 on a regular basis probably don't even know what you're talking about.
That I feel for them. That is a cultural masterpiece. Like Twister, Independence
Those
Day.
are very different categories than DreamWorks Shrek.
Right?
The others have what Oscars? You're like, yeah, the Mona Lisa, Monet's Lily.
And then JWoww and Snooki's letter to Sam.
The things I stay silent with.
You guys, what I'm saying is when we are actually decrepit, we'll be like, remember that movie?
She will say, remember that movie. I will say, shut up, get out of my room. Not to you. Shut up, get out of my room, get me a Diet Coke, and put on an Eras tour. And don't come back until it's time for my sleep aid.
It probably will be me because we'll be in the same nursing complex.
Yeah, we'll run our 6 book clubs from the Happy Clam
But, the
retirement
Thursday Murder
community.
Club type vibes.
Thank you.
Needless to say.
We do read.
We do. The thing is I have to tell you guys this. So we were like, man, what are we going to talk about today?
We were both so tired this morning.
We were like, oh man. And now here we are, almost an hour and a half in, which some of it has been edited out because we do go on tangents. But
Yeah.
like,
we've been sitting here on this couch since 1:30.
and I did tell you, I said I have saved up a lot,
Yeah.
but I don't think this much.
It's always a time.
It's always a time.
Liz and Liz get literary is also like Liz and Liz get serious. Liz and Liz get old. Liz and Liz get political. Liz and Liz get blank. We get it all.
We drink our water, mind our business, except to each other.
So true.
Like there will be times where I'm like, "What's Liz doing?" Because I haven't heard from you in like 10 minutes, and I'll just look where you like are on location. I know where like certain families live.
I was just gonna say that's how you know where our neighbor friends live, because literally, and they won't care if they're named on here. Kristen, Joelle, Liz knows where you live, okay?
But
And let me tell you why I know that Liz knows where you live, because she's never been to your house, right? But I was talking about how I am obsessed with our walkable neighborhood, and Liz is like, "Where do Kristen and Joelle live?" I know they live on like a cul-de-sac with an arch in the middle, and I was like, immediately, I didn't say anything, but immediately in my head, I was like, "This she's been stalking me."
I will. You'll be on that curve, and I'm like, oh, she's that Kristen. And then I know when you're in a certain city where you are.
Yeah, you know where I'm at all my friends' houses.
All your friends and your family.
And my in-laws.
And your in-laws. Multiple in-laws.
Yeah. So true.
If there was an apocalyptic situation, I probably wouldn't be able to find you, but I know a general vicinity.
You would know exactly where it was.
Probably.
And I would know exactly where you are.
I mean,
I know where your in-laws live.
And you know where Lexi lives.
Yep.
You know where.
I know where pretty much everywhere you go is. So I just don't usually say it out loud.
I do it to Lexi as well. Be like, yeah, I knew you were at Whitley's. And she's like,
I'm dead. Chris and Joel, if you ever see someone outside your window, it was Liz.
I'll knock. I'll be like, hey guys, come here.
She wants to hold your baby anyways.
I do desperately want to hold your baby.
Anyways, we read books and talk about tying.
I feel like that's like have you seen those TikToks where it's that kid who's not a kid, but she's just eating, watching his friend? That's me. Like sometimes I'm not watching TikTok. I'm watching
my
you guys
show
move.
is on. I love to go on the Find My app because it will literally be like you, Chelsea, and Bailey. Like I'm just, where are my people?
We're all spread out.
Where are my peeps? My grandma. I like to watch her go around because for some reason, the city where she lives reinstated her driver's license. Okay, look out, everyone.
Oh, I should do my grandma's. I bet she goes.
I put Find My phone on my grandma's iPhone before I gave it to her. I don't even know if she knows.
Because we need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, because she should not be driving. She be to Hobby Lobby, and it's not good.
I'd be doing that too. I'm not a very good driver. Okay, so let's round this up. Now that we've yapped, as much as we have
we
more.
Could possibly,
we could go more.
For today, we'll let you guys go.
Yes. If you guys are not following us on social media, we are at Liz and Liz Get Literary on all platforms.
Except X.
If you want any of the books that we have mentioned, Sunbound Books, use Liz and Liz to get 10% off of your order, and she does ship anywhere and everywhere.
A lot of you guys use it. She said she's been getting a lot of Liz and Liz codes, so keep doing that.
I do fear a lot of those are me.
No, she can tell. She said it's a lot of email addresses. A lot.
Which, thank you guys.
Yeah.
From these Liz's and that Liz.
Yeah, supporting a local business, supporting a woman-owned business. Please continue.
If you need some good books to pre-order, Princess of Blood comes out. Roots of Darkness is out tomorrow. Please. If you love The Road of Bones, Kingdom of Claw, you will love Roots of Darkness.
Absolutely.
10 out of 10.
Yep.
Comes out tomorrow.
Yep. You can pre-order Rose in Chains. That comes out in July.
Alchemized.
Also in July. Time of Your Life by Jessa Hastings. I've already pre-ordered it from Sunbound Books. I cannot wait. I'm sat. I'm sat and ready.
And then we've got Alchemized, Princess of Blood in September.
Yep.
that comes out.
There's so many books coming out this year.
So many.
And
then for birthday month next year, we have Dawn of the North.
Yep.
And we have Ballad of Fallen Dragons.
Oh my gosh.
So all good things. We are going to be reintroducing some authors to you. Love at First Sighting comes out by Mallory Marlowe. July. And that if you loved
Love and Other Conspiracies. So Mallory will be on the pod next month in July.
Yes.
I will have to probably borrow some of your medication because I am so scared to talk to her. The panic is panicking. I love her so much.
I love her too. And again, Sarah and Demi will be back with us. We have
Rachel Van Dyken is coming on the pod. Fallen Gods comes out in July.
Yes, Fallen Gods comes out. So we have quite a few people coming soon. And so stay tuned. And thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you next week.
Bye.